Hello and welcome to today's video. Today, new track for 2022. What are we doing? Now, I believe we made a video back a few months ago talking about where F1 should race in America for a second race. I'm not really sold on Miami, so I thought let's come up with a good idea of some other tracks. Unfortunately, F1 was sold on Miami. So, we're racing in Miami in a parking lot. Now, F1 has raced in a parking lot before, and apparently it was a shit show. So, let's do it again 40 years later. Apparently, I believe it was the 80s, Caesar Palace Grand Prix took place at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas, which is a casino. So they said, let's race in a casino parking lot. So now we're racing around a football stadium. The Miami Dolphins NFL stadium is going to have a race in its parking lot. And this layout looks absolutely terrible. Not really thinking this is going to be a good race. It's going to be flat, boring track. Now, the thing that's unfortunate is there's so many good tracks in America to race. I mean, just think of the tracks we have. Watkins Glen, Sonoma, Daytona Road Course, Road America, Charlotte Roval if you want to race that. Like, whatever that track in Alabama that they raced IndyCar at. Barber's Park, Motorsport. Barber Motorsport Park, is that what it's called? That was also when I watched IndyCar at it for the Grand Prix of Alabama. That was wild. Why are we racing in a parking lot of a football team in 2022? There's so many other things you could do. If you really wanted to do another race in America and didn't want to race one of those tracks that is listed, Indianapolis, Watkins Glen, build a new track. Make something exciting. Or again, race on the streets. Like, these people that are complaining about racetracks because they're loud is obnoxious. I think it's stupid when people complain that a racetrack wants to get a race held at it because it's noisy. And I don't really get the idea of not racing in a city. You live in a city. It is noisy all the time. I feel if it's a race weekend, it's going to be less noisy. You're only going to have the cars be noisy for 2 hours. 2 hours of a practice session on Friday, 2 or 3 hours on Saturday, 2 or 3 hours on Sunday. You're going to have less time that is noisy on a race weekend than you're going to have any other time. And we're not talking about F1 cars from early 2000s when these were like loud screaming like V10, V12, whatever they were. These are turbo V6 hybrids. Like, they're not loud compared to what they used to be. Of course they're loud, but not nearly as loud as they used to be. So why are we racing in a parking lot? Why? I find it absolutely ridiculous that we're racing in a parking lot. I find it dumb. I don't get the idea of it. If you want to get another race in America that's exciting, use one of the pre-existing tracks that we have that are amazing. This country has so many tracks to choose from. Why put up barriers in a parking lot? Like, why? I don't get it. And I talked to my brother about this. We watch, all the F1 races together and, talk about it. And he's just like, why are we doing this? This is dumb. My mom watches them as well. She thought this is really dumb. And you know what? They both said to me when I showed them this, why not race Watkins Glen? Both of them said it. My mom said that's the first track she thinks it was Watkins Glen. And the first track my brother said 2 minutes before that was Watkins Glen. Asked them both individually about it too. Like, I just think that this is stupid when we have so many good tracks in America that we're doing something dumb like this. And it's a 10-year deal. I'll be surprised if it makes it 3. So, you know, it's whatever, but it definitely is annoying. There's so many other cool options you could have. You know, this is the pinnacle of motorsport, the biggest racing series in the world. And we're racing here on a football stadium in a parking lot. It's not a purpose-built track. This is just somebody putting up some barriers and some fencing and saying, let's go racing around this parking lot. Like, there's so many other cool things we could do. It's going to be boring. It's going to be flat. I'm not excited. I'm really not. And I'm disappointed. When I saw this announcement, I was so disappointed. You know, I was really hopeful we're going to get something cool in America. And to get something like this is just obnoxious. It's embarrassing for F1, embarrassing for America to say, you know what, this is another race in America. Embarrassing that people want to do this. And I think it's ridiculous. That's my comments on it. Let's race somewhere better. Thank you all for watching. Let me know your comments down below. And we'll see you guys in the next one.